I met a woman who told lies until she was indebted in millions. That was costly for her. When you start telling lies, you start with little lies. The more little lies you tell, the more you have to tell more lies to cover up the initial little lies. And it gets to your point, the consequences of your little lies begin to manifest. And what do? Instead of opening up with the truth, you tell more lies to cover up the consequences of your little lies. Something happens at this point. At this point, you unconsciously begin to believe the lies you are telling. And once this happens, something inside you separates from reality. That is, there is now a gap between what you believe and reality itself. It's as if you are trying to bend reality, and you know reality is something that you cannot bend. So just like a rubber band you are pulling away from your face will snap back to you once you release your hand. That is how reality will also snap back at you, because at the end of the day you cannot bend reality. The act of telling lies to cover up lies is something that will create this gap, like I earlier mentioned, in you. A gap that inside that gap, that is the gap between the lies you are telling as well as the reality. Inside that gap is where you find anxiety. So you experience anxiety as your lies tend to build, as your lies build up, as you tell more lies to cover up more lies. Anxiety begins to take root in your life, and as you continue this path of telling lies and using lies to cover more lies, you get to experience repeated failures. You get to see that things are not working as they should for you. You get to see that people are not trusting you as you, because at the end of the day, people are not stupid. Just that you think that you are so smart. You think that you are just smarter than everyone else. No, there are people who can see behind your web of lies, but it's just that they choose not to mingle or associate with you. And when your relationship start falling apart, you tend to blame every other thing. You do not even see the reasons why you are experiencing failures in some areas of your life, or maybe your relationships are beginning to have problems. You know, in your ego, in your pride, you externalize the root of the problem. You say, okay, it is this situation, it is this person, it is this or that. But you fail to realize that the root is coming from the lies, the web of lies that has manufactured the falsehood that you are living in. Because at this point, when you unconsciously believe the lies you are telling, and you are not even taking a break from telling these lies, falsehood is what you are living. So the failures you experience, the relationship that is being that is experiencing problems, you blame others and every other thing for it. You also go as far as blaming God, and at this point you have some resentment. And just like Cain in the Bible, you may start having the desire to harm God himself. But of course, because no one can harm God, you now look at harming his creatures. So that desire to, when you blame God for things that are actually your own fault, without seeing that it's actually your fault, you begin to harbor some resentment. And when you get to this point where you are harboring resentment, you want to take revenge. And taking revenge against God, which you cannot, you now look at his creatures to take revenge against God's creatures, so as to get back at God, so to speak. At this point, you are in hell.